welcome to The Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Jill Bauer, PR Manager for Shores and Islands, Ohio. We bring you The Shoreline every week to give you the inside scoop on what's happening here in our island and coastal communities. Happy Memorial Day to those listening when this episode drops. Thank you for spending a bit of your holiday weekend with us. Today we pause to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice to keep our nation free. I hope you've had a chance to reflect on the meaning of Memorial Day and recognize it as more than just the beginning of the summer season. Most local communities have some kind of remembrance ceremony today, and I hope you have the opportunity to attend one. If you're tuning in on Tuesday, as I assume a lot of you will, I hope you enjoyed the long weekend and are looking forward to June beginning next week. Schools are wrapping up for the year, and we know you're all starting to think about a summer getaway. If you're listening to us, we hope you're planning to visit here. Be sure to order your 2026 Play and Stay travel guide to assist in your planning, or of course, you can always find everything you need to plan online at shoresandislands.com. Speaking of June, last week we posted a June event highlights blog featuring 20 of the most unforgettable local events that are coming next month. But there are also some amazing events coming up this weekend as we wrap up May. Ohio Bike Week kicks off on Friday with a week full of activities for all you bikers and motorcycle enthusiasts. There'll be rides, concerts, special events, and a festival atmosphere. There's an entertaining fundraiser event for the Sandusky Witches Walk, which is taking place at the Emporium on Market Street Saturday night. It's an improvised musical comedy show with nationally recognized comedians, including Sandusky's own Tim Murray. It's a night where Broadway meets improv and absolutely nothing is scripted. It sounds so fun. Also, if you want to enjoy the outdoors this weekend or get some exercise, you can, of course, always join in on the weekly Osborne Metro Park Park Run on Saturday. Or on Sunday, we've got the 43rd annual Kelleys Island 5 and 10K walk or run and 1 mile fun run. Back at the beginning of April, we featured the Put-in-Bay Dog Bowl here on the Shoreline, and now it's here. It's going to be this weekend. We can't wait to see how many four-legged friends visit the island this weekend. And if you want to know more, check out Season 3, Episode 13 for our interview with the Put-in-Bay Chamber and with Dock Dogs. All leashed doggos always ride for free on the Miller Ferry and the Jet Express, and conveniently, we'll be learning all about the Jet Express today on the podcast. And coincidentally, May episodes of The Shoreline are brought to you by the family-friendly and always dog-friendly Doghouse at the Roundhouse Bar, located on the back patio. I actually had the opportunity to visit the Doghouse last week and sample some of their hot dogs, and it was really yummy, so highly recommend. Learn more at theroundhousebar.com. Joining us today from the Jet Express ferry to Put-in-Bay and Kelleys Island is Captain Jackson Ives. Captain Jackson is originally from Columbia Station, Ohio, about 30 minutes southwest of Cleveland. His parents have had a lake house in Port Clinton his whole life, and he spent every summer here growing up. After graduating from Columbia High School in 2019, he started working for the Jet Express as a summer job. And after graduating from Bowling Green State University in 2022, he was promoted to captain and has been running boats for the Jet Express ever since. Jackson says he loves being on the water, which is a good thing for his job, and he loves the area. So we're really excited to talk to Jackson today. Welcome to the Shoreline.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
So I hear, Jackson, that you're both a Jet Express captain and also a pilot. So how did those two career paths come together into what you're doing now?
Yeah, so they started off separately and they kind of merged together. My senior year of high school, I told myself I need to figure out what I wanted to do for my life and as a career. And I found Bowling Green State University and their aviation program. So I tailored my senior year to doing some college courses there. And just as a summer job, going into college, every college kid needs some money. So started working on the dock at the Jet Express. Did Bowling Green during the fall and the spring, and then went back, crewed on the boats during the summer. And after I graduated with my commercial pilot's license and everything, the Jet Express offered me a position as captain, and I couldn't turn it down. So they kind of meshed up here very recently.
So the pilot side of it, that's more of a hobby now?
I still want to be a commercial pilot long term. The industry right now is a little not great for being a pilot. So I'm kind of using the Jet Express as just as something to do, sustain my lifestyle, and fly as much as I can when I'm not working.
I bet you probably fly to the islands, maybe not as often as you boat to the islands, but I'm sure you've done that as well.
Yeah, a couple times. I have a little airplane that I'm flying around right now just to build some hours, and yeah, go putz around the islands. It's a really fun hobby that hopefully will turn into a career.
Well, so now you have a career on the water, and you mentioned starting out as just a summer job. What is the journey like from dockhand to captain? What all did you have to do to become certified to captain the ship?
So everything was on the job training. When I first started, I was a dock boy. I was just greeting passengers as they come onto our dock, helping them load luggage, help them get their tickets, stuff like that. When I turned 18, I was old enough to start crewing on the boat. So in the summer of 2020, right after COVID, we talked to management a little bit and I got myself onto the boat, started crewing for them. And that's when I learned the line tying, learned the operations, learned the rules of the road. Did that from 2020 through 2022. I had all of my seat time. And after getting all the seat time, you take a course, you get your license, and then they started training me. So everything that I've done so far with the jet has been on the job training, except for that week-long course that I took.
Okay, so additionally, I'm told that you're the company's security officer. So what does that role involve, and how does that overlap with your work as captain?
Yeah, so in 23, we had a kind of a change up in management, and I assumed the role of chief security officer, I guess is my official title. I took a course from the University of Findlay, got my certificate of completion from them. And my job as the security officer is just making sure that the Jet Express is compliant with all of the Coast Guard regulations and other governing agencies in the area that we have to work with. So we have a vessel security plan, a company security plan, as well as a facility security plan. And I just go through everything, making sure that our drills are completed, our annual exercises are completed, and just work with the Coast Guard if we have any concerns or anything that needs to be attended to. Is I'm the go-to guy with them.
Gotcha. So what does a typical day at work look like for you?
When I'm running the boat, I'll start whether it be our morning shift that starts at 7:30 or our afternoon shift that starts at 4. We'll make anywhere from 4 to 6 or 7 trips over to the islands per day, and I'm just in the pilot house. I'm watching over the operation, making sure the crew is being safe, being compliant with our company standards as well as Coast Guard regulations. Working with passengers, if they have any questions, I'm the go-to guy with that, and just making sure the operation is running smoothly.
Okay, so let's talk about the Jet Express in general. It's been a fixture in this region for a number of years. Do you know much about the history about the company and how it's evolved into where it is today?
Yeah, so the company started in 1988 when 4 island business partners got together and needed a way for people to get from the mainland to the islands and their island businesses. So the Jet Express started, and we got Jet Express 1 in 1989. It started running out of Port Clinton in 1989. Shortly after that, there was a big boom, big popularity in the island, and we needed another boat. So in 1992, we got another boat, Jet Express 2. A couple years later, back in 2002, we ended up opening an inter island route and we ordered Jet Express 3. So we started our inter island route, just getting people from the mainland to Put-in-Bay, and then from Put-in-Bay over to Kelleys Island and back and forth there. And our operations now expanded from Port Clinton to both Port Clinton and Sandusky. So our Port Clinton route will run from Port Clinton, Ohio to Put-in-Bay, Ohio. And our Sandusky route will go from Sandusky, Cedar Point, Kelleys Island, Put-in-Bay, and then back to Kelleys Island, Cedar Point, and Sandusky.
We love that there's an island hopping experience. It's an easy way to get back and forth between the both islands and two different areas of our mainland, being from Port Clinton and from Sandusky. So what
And
makes the Jet Express unique as compared to other ways of getting to the islands?
so our vessels, they're high-speed catamarans. They give you the smoothest ride on Lake Erie, even when the weather turns a little bad. We still offer the smooth ride. We get you there fast as well. So the Jet Express picks you up and from downtown Port Clinton, and it drops you off in downtown Put-in-Bay. We're the only ferry that offers that downtown service and a late night experience. So we run well into the night, past midnight on some nights, to get you back to the mainland safe, and the party never stops on the island.
And what does the schedule look like? Because you mentioned the different ports out of Port Clinton and Sandusky. Are those schedules similar, or how does
So
schedules
from
that are
Port
available?
Clinton, our schedule runs during the week every 45 minutes during the summer. So we'll have a departure every 45 minutes starting at 8:30, and then you'll have another one at 10:15, 11, and so on and so forth after that. So our Sandusky schedule, we have a departure out of Sandusky roughly every 2 hours. It's about an hour to get over to Put-in-Bay and an hour back. We have a little bit of layover at Sandusky throughout the day, but it's generally every 2 hours you'll be able to find a departure.
And tell me a little bit about the Cedar Point stop. When does that happen?
So Cedar Point, we won't start running until Cedar Point until July, and we'll be at Cedar Point 8 weeks through July and through August. But we'll stop at Cedar Point every day.
Okay. And then also Kelleys Island every day?
Kelleys Island will be an every day, yes. Our Sandusky operation starts every weekend, starting May 22nd, and we'll start every day starting June 21st.
We love when that happens. My office is right across the street from the Jet Express dock in Sandusky. So I absolutely love when you guys come in, and especially when you're running daily. We love to see that happen.
Come on down and stop and say hi sometime.
Of course. So you one of the things that you mentioned a few minutes ago was the weather. Weather can be really unpredictable on Lake Erie. How much does that impact your day to day, and how do you make the judgment call on whether you're going to run or not?
As far as the weather, we're able to run in some pretty nasty weather. As far as making the call, it's a group effort between our fleet captain, our general manager, our owner, as well as the captain who's running the boat, and we'll all talk about it and see what is safe for the passengers. Our biggest goal is to make sure that our crew is safe and our passengers are safe and the vessels are safe. So if we at any point determine that it's not safe to run, we will not put anyone in an unsafe position.
Course, and I'm sure that you're watching radar and wave height and all of that kind of stuff religiously throughout the day. Have you ever found yourself in any inclement weather that was a little harrowing?
Yeah, a couple years ago, I don't know if you remember, but Bash at the Bay, I believe it was in 23. There was that massive storm that came through, a lot of flooding in our area here in Port Clinton as well as Sandusky. And the best thing to do in a situation like that is just sit in the water. You don't want to try to make any docking when the weather is pretty bad because that can put the vessel in an unsafe position as well as the crew. So I was stuck in the storm, and we just waited the storm out until we had a couple clearings.
That's the definition of literally riding it out.
We got to ride out the storm.
Oh my gosh. So I love that you make safety such a huge priority. What other safety procedures are involved for the passengers and making sure everybody is safe?
Before every trip, we play an announcement, just showing them where the safety equipment is, what to do in the event of emergency, trying to get them as comfortable as possible. You know, we have some people who have never been on a boat before. We want to make sure that they're comfortable. We understand it's a new experience for a lot of people, and that's why we're trying to get them to Put-in-Bay to experience these new things and our different way, kind of our Lake Erie life, so to speak. And we just want to make sure that they're comfortable and they're safe. And if they have any questions, we have knowledgeable people to answer any questions and address any concerns that they have.
So you've spent a lot of time on the boat, I'm sure. Do you have any memorable or funny stories from your time as captain?
I just love working with the crew. So our crew scheduling, we get to work with a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds and a lot of different places. Every day is a new adventure for us. And it's just fun working with everyone and listening to their stories and telling stories from the time that I've spent at the Jet Express and going back and forth to that. So it's a really great time.
How about from passengers? What do you hear from passengers when they get on board? Do you hear some of their adventures on the islands?
Oh, when they're coming back from the island, a lot of these passengers, they'll have a smile on their face. They want to share their island adventure with everyone else, and we're just there to listen and enjoy their experience as much as the experiences that we've had with them.
How about going over? Do you ever share any like tips and tricks of like these are the places you need to make sure that you see while you're there?
At every port, we have island guides. It's a little brochure that we pass out, and we try to show them the cool adventures. If they have a family or their kids, we'd like to send them over to the Butterfly House or see the Crystal Cave. Definitely go see the Perry's Monument just for the historical significance of that. We have a group of bachelor parties or bachelorette parties. We'll send them to the cool hangout spots. We try to tailor their experience to what they're going over for, and we want them to get as much out of their island experience and their island time as we can.
Now, what if somebody is planning on spending an extended period of time there? Are you able to take luggage and things like that on the boat as well?
Yeah, so as far as luggage goes, from our Port Clinton dock, we offer a hands-free, hassle-free luggage experience as soon as you step onto our dock. Our dock hands are more than willing to help you get your luggage onto our luggage cart. Just a free service that we offer. It's the last thing that's driven onto the boat is our luggage cart, and the first thing driven off as soon as you get over to the island. At the end of our dock, you can pick your luggage up. So you don't have to worry about any of your bags, any of your belongings at any point during the trip.
Now, are there weight or size restrictions like there is when you're flying?
Our luggage carts are very big. If you can fit it in your car, you can fit it on the boat.
Perfect. What about pets?
We welcome pets. All of our pets ride for free as long as they're on a leash or in a dog cage or a cat cage. You're more than welcome to bring them with you to your island adventure.
I also love uniqueness about the Jet Express is that there are many different seating options. There's outside seating, there's inside seating, there's tables, there's so many options. I think that's just another thing that kind of makes the Jet Express unique. And I believe there's onboard restrooms as well.
There are onboard restrooms on every one of our vessels. Like you said, we have extremely comfortable seating. We have booth seating. We have outdoor open air seating. If you're riding out of Port Clinton, you might be on Jet Express 1 or 2. That has a third deck. You can see great views of the island during your trip. So we offer anything and everything that you can think of on to be comfortable going over to the islands.
So again, how many different vessels are there in your fleet?
We have 4 in our fleet. 2 will run out of Port Clinton full time. Jet 3 will run out of Sandusky, and we'll use Jet 4 as a floater boat between the two, depending on capacities.
Gotcha. So if one happens to be a busy weekend or, there's a lot going on, you've got that fourth boat that you can put in there. Another thing that the Jet Express does, because you do have the fourth boat in your fleet, is it can be available for private parties, correct?
Yes, if you contact Andrea in our administrative offices, Andrea can get you a quote for any of your private events. We do anything from going up the Detroit River to just a sunset cruise. Anything that you can think about that you'd want to use the boat for, we can probably make it happen for you.
And in addition to the regular ferry service between the islands, you do have some excursion cruises as well. Can you talk about what those might be?
As far as excursions go, we offer a few excursions throughout the year. In years past, we've offered a Detroit fireworks cruise. So we'll go up the Detroit River, we'll anchor out, and we'll watch the fireworks. Currently, we have a couple of bird watching cruises. We just did one this past spring, and I believe we're doing one this fall. If you're interested in seeing the birds, we'll take you out to West Sister Island, and you can look at the birds there. You can look at lighthouses. We have a lighthouse cruise. We'll just take you around to the local lighthouses, Marblehead Lighthouse, Port Clinton Lighthouse, Perry's Monument. We'll go up by Peely if the weather is good, and just see the lighthouses, which I love doing that charter. That's a fun one to be on.
That sounds like a fun cruise. I also heard that you do an annual fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. Do you know a little bit about that and why it's important to the Jet Express?
Yeah, so every year we do a donation to the American Cancer Society. Last year, I believe we raised a couple $1,000s. It's something we've been doing for a long time, and we're very honored to be a part of that organization and all that they do.
So do you have any insider tips for our listeners, how to make the most of their ride on the Jet Express? Are there discounts available or what's the easiest way to get yourself booked on either an excursion or a regular ferry trip?
Yeah, so all the information you'll be able to find at jet-express.com. Get your tickets earlier. They are timed tickets, so you are guaranteed a seat on the boat. When you do show up to the dock, we recommend showing up to the dock about 30 minutes before departure. We'll start boarding about 10 to 5 minutes before departure. make sure you're there because it does get busy. We offer discounts, group rate. Talk to Andrea in the administrative offices.
Family reunions, wedding groups, things like that. If you've got a bigger group, you can buy kind of a bulk ticket, a cheaper rate for your group. And yes, I know we've worked with Andrea in your office with some of our, tour groups or reunions and things like that are going over to the islands. You mentioned discounts. Are those available on your website, or how can people find, even beyond just the Jet Express? Do you offer any kind of discounts for things to do?
Yeah, so right on our homepage of jet-express.com, you'll find our Jet Express coupons as well as Put-in-Bay coupons and Kelleys Island coupons. They range from anywhere from $1 off a chicken dinner at the chicken patio to 10% off food at Mossback. So go there, print out that sheet, or just have it on your phone, and you'll get a couple discounts when you're on the islands.
Just in your opinion, what is it that people love about the Jet Express and what keeps passengers coming back year after year?
We try to pride ourselves on customer service. We are a red carpet operation. If we don't have an answer for you, we try to get you an answer as a passenger. But it's comfortable, it's fast, it's clean, it's efficient. We try to really take care of our passengers.
And the easiest way to get your tickets and everything is to go online and get that, almost like a reservation ahead of time. But when you arrive, at least in the Port Clinton hub, there's even a little bar there.
Yeah, our island port, we have our bar and our waterfront patio that you're welcome to hang out and watch the boats on the Portage River come in and out of the river, as well as seeing the boats arrive and depart from our dock. So it's a great hangout place. Even if you're not riding the Jet Express, come on down to Island Port and have a good time down there.
And it's a good reason to get there early. You're not, make sure you don't miss the boat. And, you have a lovely place to hang out either before or, when you return back to the mainland. Jackson, is there anything else that you wanted to add? Anything that I've missed asking here today?
No, I think that's it. If you have any questions or want to know frequently asked questions, go to jet-express.com. All the information, all the tickets, and all of our excursion information is right online.
Fastest way to get to Put-in-Bay and Kelleys Island. We love it. Thank you so much for being with us today, Jackson.
Thanks for having me.
Special thanks to Captain Jackson Ives from the Jet Express for joining today. And a reminder that all of May's episodes of The Shoreline are brought to you by the Doghouse at the Roundhouse. Take the jet on over to Put-in-Bay and grab some street meat at the Doghouse. As always, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can also find more information, including past episodes of the podcast, online at shoresandislands.com. And we will see you next time on The Shoreline.